These two may not be title contenders, but for Newcastle and Gloucester, tonight means one heck of a lot. And the first carry made by Alex Hurl, the former Gloucester player, once a Prem Cup winner with the Cherry and Whites. Newcastle's last Prem victory, remember, here against Saracens, late November 2024. He went the entirety of 2025 without a league win. Positive signs at Bristol, leading in both halves for long spells that they may not be eluded by that win for too much longer. This feels like their biggest shot at crushing the hoodoo. Up it goes from Austin, on to Christian Wade. Grayson came for it, but Conan picks it up. Apple for Sogbon, looking for the steal, and he has got it. The mighty tight head hoovering up the crumbs. Penalty advantage for Gloucester. Atkinson, Charlie Atkinson, kicking into space. Obatiimbo's under pressure, and Christoph Ridley will bring them back for the infringement. Fast start feels important for Gloucester tonight, Hugo.
Yeah, really important they get those box kicks spot on. First one was the attacking kick from Newcastle, one in the air by Gloucester, sort of winning the 50-50s at the moment. You just see around the far side, Newcastle offside, never behind the back foot. First opportunity to kick it deep into the 22.
He's been a fine performer for Gloucester this season, Charlie Atkinson. I think some of the Cherry and White faithful down at Kingsholm would be keen to see him given a run at 10. As well as fullback, Ross Byrne playing all but 9 minutes of the Gallagher PREM season so far in the 10 shirt.
Yeah, and you feel Ross Byrne really has to step up tonight. Missing Thomas Williams, he's the real leader. He's the guy with international experience. Step up, lead from the front. You feel that if they're going to win the game tonight, he's going to be key to that.
Will Crane nails his first line out. And Gloucester, who've yet to score a maul try this season, have got a promising formation to work from. Here it comes from Austin. Seb Atkinson, Byrne, Charlie Atkinson. Wonderful chop from Obatiimbo. Newcastle up quickly again. Obatiimbo's there again. Double shot from the winger. Cockgreave is next victim. Byrne. Freddie Thomas, Welsh international, try scorer against Saracens last week. Byrne distributing. Clement, 18 carries last week. Atkinson. There's a hand in there, and it was a Gloucester hand.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to do there, just trying to expose the outside fringes. Really good, but just the execution, just let them down. Great hit there from Obatiimbo, just came in, read it really well. When you make that gamble, you've got to take the man and ball, and that's exactly what he did. Again there. It's funny, we've been coming here for a while, and the likes of Obatiimbo and Alex Hurl, they got their chance probably earlier than they would have expected 2 or 3 years ago, very young, and what it's done is it's grown them into Premiership players probably before their time. They're now out and out starters. Brilliant to see them starting every week.
Crouch.
Was a try scorer the last time Newcastle beat Gloucester here a couple of years ago. Also a try scorer the last time Newcastle won a league match away from home, also at Kingsholm. November 2022, more than 3 years between drinks on the road. First foot attack for the Red Bulls, and it's Obatiimbo again. Too quick for Cockgreave. Hurls with him, cuts inside Atkinson, finds Ethan Grayson. It's a 70-yard gain from the home team. Conan. Hodgson, back from injury, bashing up the middle. Christian Wade hugging the far touchline. They move it to the opposite side. Arnold. Still numbers down this side. Benitez Cruz, Obatiimbo. He looks hungry tonight. Oscar Usher, 21-year-old lock forwards. Called up from the university system. Palfreman. Newcastle scored 4 tries against Bristol, first time this season that's happened. 50% conversion rate inside the Bears' 22. Benitez Cruz sniping, just couldn't find Leather Barrow. It's a brilliant bit of anticipation from Charlie Atkinson, but he has knocked it on.
Yeah, brilliant from Newcastle, wasn't it? First of all, just a straight miss pass from inside. The winger was just sitting back. They spotted it here. Here you see the winger's just a bit deeper. What that does, it gives Ethan Grayson the chance to run into space. Caught in no man's land. Could he have got it away to Alex Earl? I think the cover was there.
Really good scrum.
But really good composure. Kept the ball. Forced an error here. Great break from Simon Benitez. Just couldn't quite find Leatherbarrow.
What do you see in this attacking formation here? Everything's very, very flat for Newcastle looking at that back line.
Yeah, just giving Brett Conlon the option, I think, to go out the back. Normally it'd be, you'd love to see Sammy Arnold here just hitting it up. Obviously the 5-metre defence from Gloucester behind the scrum. He's got time to attack that space. I expect a set up or out the back to Conlon.
What a scrum from Newcastle. Penalty advantage milked. Arnold using his muscles. Benitez Cruz, Leatherbarrow, 2 tries in 2 matches. Left the ball behind.
Angle. Yeah, just in the pressure. Straighter, Val needs to be straighter.
That really was a dominant scrum, wasn't it? That'd be great to see. Newcastle coaching staff will be loving that. But as you saw there, the setup was Sammy Arnold either up at 12 off 9 or the ball out the back. He had the option out the back to Brett Conlon. Good option though. They went back for a penalty off the scrum.
Territorial foothold such as this cannot be squandered. Hodgson takes it double top. Gloucester have conceded 5 maul tries this season. Newcastle looking to make it 6. McGuigan!
As soon as there's any sort of momentum, George McGuigan at the back there, he was in place, he was ready to pounce, and that's exactly what he did. Look at that, so quick to set. And he's just waiting for his time, biding his time for the get a bit of momentum going forward. And as soon as that happens, there's only one winner. And George McGuigan's in for that early try. What they'll be looking for.
Tries will give Christoph.
Had an injury-ravaged few years at Gloucester. George McGuigan either side of his long spell at Newcastle. And his return over the summer. Hamstring problems, just couldn't get a run of games. Super strike from Brett Conlon.
Five minutes out from their line, but off the back of that, they've answered it really well. The last 5 minutes, total domination.
Ollie Leatherbarrow averaging 15 carries a game this season. A real boon for him to be starting Gallagher PREM matches for the first time in his career. Benitez Cruz puts it high. Christie went for it, but Charlie Atkinson bossed the aerial collision. Byrne. Clement. Been so effective in the absence of Zach Mercer to France, the absence of Jack Mann through injury.
He's just clamping the ball. 6 release.
Yeah, Tom Gordon penalised that, made the tackle but never released, trying to slow up the ball. Christoph Ridley doesn't miss much. There's a couple of penalties they've just given away, sort of unforced errors. You know, when you're not under any real pressure in defence, defensively they're looking pretty strong.
Probably not on your feet either.
See Murray McCallum, George McGuigan off his feet as well, so double whammy there.
Gloucester turning just 29% of their trips to opposition 22s into tries. Can they find that clinical touch? Not with hands like that. Seb Atkinson, of all people, coughing it up. And Newcastle can have a little gamble with house money here. Obatienbo shaping to kick, taking the scenic route back through the lilac jerseys. Benitez Cruz. Hodgson dummied the pass out the back, making space for the game drivers, the 9, the 10, the 15. Brett Connon in this instance to find touch. That's 2 trips down to the 22, 2 lineouts for Gloucester, neither of them coming to anything.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed from Seb Atkinson. I remember this game last year. I think he was absolutely outstanding. Brilliant, just such a good ball player. And for him, that's not what we expect. He's been a quality servant to this Gloucester side, and he is one of their leaders tonight as well. He has to step up, and won't be happy with that start there.
19 carries against Saracens last weekend. Seb Atkinson stepping up to the captain's role this week, and that's a crooked throw. There were 3 of those against Saracens as well.
They could have got that. They could have got that.
From Jack Innards. This one from Will Crane
Scrum.
doesn't find its mark.
Yeah, and it's in little moments, isn't it? You need to build momentum. You need to build consistency. It's not happening at the moment. 3 visits, 3 lineouts.
They've all been dubious, but that one they're in a position.
It's not just the lineout throw. It's the error off the first phase. They need the continuity to get anything going, especially away from home. You need to keep ball. You need to force errors and force the home defence into making decisions. At the moment, it's not happening.
We'll have Dewi Lake in that number 2 jersey next season. Dewi Lake, Jack Morgan, Dan Robson as well, all heading for Kingsholm. Morgan and Lake from the Ospreys, Robson from Cole as Thomas Williams' replacement at scrum half. Benitez Cruz to Connon. Arnold again, pulling it this time for Hurl. First touch for Christian Wade, zips it out to Obatoyinbo. Up against Will Knight. And Atkinson, the centres deal with him. Connon, leather barrow once more. He's a man in rich vein of form right now. Connon looking for Hurl on the insides. Freddie Thomas welcomed that collision. And Gloucester do have the penalty.
I have to apologise because I did block you. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do.
See, Christoph really apologised to Alex Hurl there. Just blocked him to come in and clear out. You could just see as soon as Brett Connon took that in, really offensive hit from Gloucester. But there is a slight worry for Gloucester here in the wide channel. The winger, I think it's Jack Cotgreave out here, it's just too deep. He's just getting caught in no man's land. As soon as they get to the outside channel, if it wasn't for a bit of depth there, probably maybe a pass wasn't up to it from Christian Wade, but a bit of depth on the outside, they were away again.
Hey, I'm not telling you how to do your job. Let us do ours, please. Yeah.
I think that's a bit of an experience there from Will Knight as well in the 13 channel. If your winger's going to be that deep, you have to hold off a bit. You can't overcommit. As soon as you overcommit, come up too far, then you isolate your winger.
Oh, it's another line-out that has not gone to plan for Gloucester. The sprawling fingers of Oscar Usher slapping it back on the Newcastle side. George McGuigan with a little dummy and snipe, scrum half style. Now Simon Benitez Cruz, whose dad is here from Argentina. We might get a shot of him a bit later. Out to Connon. And he's chasing Ollie Thorley back in the leggings. Charlie Atkinson recovers. Connon, he more than most has benefited from the arrival of Stephen Jones as attack senior coach here at Newcastle over the past month. Atkinson to touch and a Newcastle line out.
Yeah, good kick there in the end from Atkinson. Well inside this Newcastle half. But there's Stephen Jones. Played with him in his last year at Wasps now, and then he coached me as well. Really astute, really detailed. He is going to be and has been so far. You could see last week in the attacking display at Ashton Gate. I think we were speaking about this earlier. I think 8 visits to the 22, 4 tries, something they've really struggled with in the past. So he's already added such an attacking verve to this Newcastle side. Can they bring it again tonight?
Okay, what's right?
You can hear the Caledonian brogue of Jamie Hodgson. Keep going, keep fighting, he says. The forwards lay the platform. Now it's time for the piano players to tinkle the ivories. Obatoyinbo splattering Charlie Atkinson all over the 4G. McGuigan. Real venom in these Newcastle carries. Hodgson, disguised pass to Arnold, stepping through one. Christoph Ridley's going to have to stop things here because tempers are flaring in a big way. It's Arthur Clarke and Jamie Hodgson.
Neither are necessary, but they're both yellow cards. So they're both going to go to the bin. The restart is going to be the retaliation. 5 and 5.
Well, it's a sin bin apiece. It's 10 minutes on the naughty step each for Arthur Clarke and Jamie Hodgson.
Number 5, you retaliated, off you go. You lashed out in the first instance, off you go.
Jamie Hodgson says, no, I pushed him. Arthur Clarke says he hit me first.
I will explain that.
I get the feeling, Hugo, each man is lucky that Christoph Ridley's taken a lenient view of that, because he could feasibly have sent both of them off.
He could have easily sent them off. I like the way he's refereed that, to be honest. I think, you know,
but what we do know is that he did lash out.
it wasn't overly aggressive. There was a punch, and I know we can't be punching people in the head. But at the same time, I think he's refereed that well. Yellow card. They've got their punishment.
And the penalty goes against the retaliatory strike of Arthur Clarke. But that is one of the most composed and talented referees around, handling a potentially powder keg situation. Six Maul tries shipped by Gloucester this season, more than anybody else in the league. More Maul meters conceded too. Newcastle rev the engine. Newcastle on the Stampedes.
what I like about this Newcastle Red Bulls side is that they've started playing wide. They've started exposing and seeing the options of where Jack Cockgrey's standing. Too deep, they're attacking wide, but they've also got the game to go very tight and score 2 driving lineouts. Brilliant start here from Newcastle Red Bulls.
Well, this time from Brett Cunnan, but a 2-score lead for Newcastle. And a first Red Bulls try for the serial Super Rugby champion, Tom Christie.
Yeah, great signing as well, isn't he? Just adds that sort of bit of extra beef as a 7. As you can see on the ball, there's only one winner. No chance they weren't going to score that try.
Ollie Leatherbarrow, the bludgeon of choice for Newcastle Red Bulls. Tom Christie averaging 12 carries, 15 tackles a game so far in his brief Red Bulls career. He's brought so much off the field as well as on it, setting standards in training, making sure that the quality off the pitch transfers into, so far, a very positive opening 20 minutes. This is a team that has conceded 13 tries in 8 Gallagher PREM opening 20-minute periods, scoring just a couple in response. And for the second time in as many weekends, it's there who are defending the leads, and this Gloucester lineout is unravelling and unravelling at a furious pace.
Yeah, and there's no excuse, is it? Christoph Ridley spoke to Will Crane at the last line out. He said, you've got away with the first 3.
Guys, that's not negotiable. It's not even negotiable. It's miles wide.
And that really was, wasn't it? You could see from our position high up in the stand here, that really was straight to the Gloucester line.
Will Crane is trying to argue his case here, but I think the replay might do him dirty.
I thought access was, well, better than that, yeah.
It was an out-swinging throw. George Skivington with a lot to ponder right now. Goodness me, he's having a tough time of it this season. Just creaking beneath the weight of all these injuries. Remember, Seb Blake, Jack Singleton, Jack Innard, all missing. Will Crane called in this week from heartbreak. Last played a Prem match 3 seasons ago. Tommy Gordon off the base. Not his best pass. And Gloucester will have an attacking set piece here.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that will frustrate the coaching box. You've got an opportunity, you forced an error. Or not necessarily an unforced error of the line out, but they've got an opportunity to clear their lines. And Tom Gordon just gives the ball straight back to Gloucester in a really good attacking position. But these are the opportunities they've got to make the most of. They've got to take advantage of.
Happy? Let's go then. Let's have the same scrums on their ball as well.
What's he like as a bloke? Hugo, you played with him. Did he coach you as well towards the end of his career? Perhaps not, but what's he like as a rugby brain?
Yeah, no, I played with him. He was player coach, actually. He was the backs coach under Di Young. And he's not just a brilliant coach, he's a brilliant person. Brilliant bloke, gets on with everyone, brings the squad together, brings the team together. But as I say, so detailed in his coaching, and I think the fact he went away, you know, and coached in Super Rugby, or the Championship, Rugby Championship.
Come on, lads, don't mess around, let's go.
You know, he's got that experience, he's gone away, and he's come back, and he's just got more experience. Fair play to him, because it's a big call to make that decision, you know, with your family, to go away, and he's come back to Newcastle Red Bulls, and we've already seen a difference.
Fascinating to see what happens here next season. Coaching changes will come. Already the likes of Hoskins, Tutu, Franco Molina, Josh Hodge signed up. Talking in the order of 15, 16 players that will be signed for next term. Mikey Austin disguising it down the left-hand side, where Charlie Atkinson is bashing Red Bulls aside. Austin wants quick ball. Gloucester want to change the momentum of this opening quarter. Ross Byrne, side on. Clement, lovely hands to Seb Atkinson, burning away. Options on his outside, and Thorley will score. That's the Gloucester blueprints. That's what it looks like when it all connects in beautiful harmony.
And that's what Seb Atkinson can do. Just a man in behind. It was quick. It was taken right to the line. Ross Byrne gave the ball early. You can see here, just gives it early. Gives him a bit of time on the ball. What a pass that is. It just creates a bit of space. Alex Hurl on his heels, and there's not much Christian Wade could do there.
It's all good, Christoph.
But that is how good they can be. You can just see he just got taken out, Alex Hurl, by the dummy runner. Just gave enough time for Seb Atkinson to go through the hole. Lewis Ludlow.
Big score for Gloucester. Just phase across the face. Newcastle's lead cut to 7.
I think the frustrating thing for George Skivington and Don Waldock and all the guys that look after the skills, the attack, is that when they get it right and when everyone does their job like this, they're very, very hard to stop. They've got such exciting attacking players. I think Seb Atkinson could have scored himself there. Christian Wade already gone, just taking, could have taken the dummy, but it didn't matter. Ollie Thorley got in, and they needed that, didn't they?
51 Gloucester tries now for Ollie Thorley. He's a real predator.
Yes, use it, Gloucester. Let's go. No.
Gloucester very wedded to this all-court attacking style of rugby, brought in last season primarily by James Lightfoot Brown, George Skivington's attack lieutenant. But they will kick a lot tonight. They want to boss that middle third and hoover up the crumbs, which they're doing well here. Clements sits down Gordon, gets away from Arnold. So that ball might have been exposed.
No advantage going back.
And no advantage from Ethan Grayson's spill.
You can see they just gained a bit of confidence, haven't they? Like 20 minutes,
fine,
they were really struggling. Only probably had the ball 3 or 4 times, and then suddenly score that try. And yes, it was an error from Ethan Grayson, but just a sudden transition there. Just a bit more. 2 passes, get it away, find the space, and put this Newcastle defence under pressure. Better from Gloucester.
We'll offer a brief apology for any of the foul language you might have picked up over Christoph Ridley's referee microphone. Scrum is not a place for shrinking violence.
Crouch.
It is a place, as you can see, for Ollie Thorley right now, with Arthur Clark still serving his penance in the sin bin. He's the auxiliary flanker, and he's getting shooed by his own tight head prop. Good luck getting your shoulders around for Sogbon's thighs.
I just said it to him, same for you. Don't fade, no messing around on setup, please. Let's go.
What do you reckon Apple for Sogbon's squats, Hugo?
Now. Let's meet in the middle, please.
Upwards of 200.
Highland cow on each shoulder, I reckon. He's got a long list of victims already in a short career, Apple for Sogbon. Ellis Genge, most notoriously. Tom West up at Northampton.
Crouch.
Murray McCallum, often a tight heads, locking horns with him today. A great battle in prospect.
Use it.
Scrum not budging, so Austin picks down the short sides. Atkinson can't find Cockgrave.
That's alive.
Force the pass.
Go if you want, go.
And Gloucester
Options as well.
will take the lineouts, and the yellow card period is over for both scorned players. So Julie Contrite, Arthur Clark and Jamie Hodgson are back with us. The intervening period, it's 5 points apiece.
Yeah, really good defence down the solid scrum in the first place from both sides, but a really good defence. You can see Simon Benitez Cruz just going down the blind side to make it 3-on-3, and very difficult for Gloucester to make any sort of headway. Clever player.
Good swap.
Jamie Hodgson's first job is to go after that line out, but he juggled it and lost it.
Second there. Scrum Gloucester.
Crane couldn't do much with it. So another Gloucester set piece. They're just building some territory, gaining some momentum in this Newcastle half.
Yeah, and it's Newcastle Red Bulls' turn just to make a few unforced errors. 40, 45 metres out, 35 in this instance. Just gives Gloucester a really good attacking platform. And we know and we saw from that last opportunity, how good they can be if they get the execution right.
Yeah.
2, yes. Let's go. Let's go.
You can see the sweat and the breath evaporating, crystallising in this freezing northeast air.
Set.
Warmest place in Newcastle right now is the middle of that scrummage. Here it comes for Gloucester. Austin to Byrne. Seb Atkinson doesn't find Byrne on the runarounds. Too many of these from a Gloucester perspective. Ludlow into his old teammate Wade. Gwynn on the inside. Clement with the charge. Byrne for Sogbon, dummied the inside, ran into Richard Palfreman. Palfreman's come off second best with
It's just a clash of heads
a bump to the head. Christoph Ridley happy in real time. There's nothing sinister to look at. Rapava Ruskin zipping it out. Charlie Atkinson. Dejan Gwynn, the young Welshman, steamrolled and then gave it to the Argentine. Benitez Cruz. Wade now kicks into a lot of unguarded turf. 50-22 might be on here. Christian Wade wants more than a line out. It's a long way back for Will Knights. Christian Wade gets him. David bringing down Goliath.
No, it's not out.
Gwynn's gone a long way back. He's made good yardage to come and resource this rock. Christian Wade makes another tackle.
9, use it.
Austin looking to relieve the pressure. Doesn't hit touch. Benitez Cruz quickly inside to Obati Yinbo. Options if he got that left quicker. Hodgson's seen that as well. Conan looking to turn the back three. Might have overcooked that, and he has. This will be a Gloucester scrum.
Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do as the defensive line came up. He was trying to hit it into touch down here on this left-hand side, but thought they could have shifted it wide here as we see the turnover. Benitez Cruz, exactly what you want to do. Get the ball quickly to someone like Christian Wade. The one man you want chasing this is that man himself, and a good follow-up on Will Knight. I want to see Christian Wade getting his hands on the ball a bit more tonight. Hasn't really got too involved, hasn't had an opportunity in the first half an hour, but done what he's asked in that situation.
92 Gallagher PREM tries for Christian Wade. 9 to draw level with Chris Ashton. That's the target he's made no bones about chasing.
He no longer has Tom Van Dell to compete against and banter with at Wasps every week. It was like, who's got more tries? Now it's Christian Wade versus Chris Ashton.
Let's go again. We need stability.
You do get the sense that he'll probably get there.
To be fair, he ended up on a knee and then came up. I should have reset. Let's go again. Just make sure we're not straining on the bind. Hold our own weight.
Gloucester's failure to convert promising attack into points has been a hugely undermining flaw in their results this season. 24 line breaks between the heavy loss at Mattioli Woods, Welford Roads, and the slightly closer one against Saracens at Kingsholm past 2 weekends. Didn't score enough off them. Just 5 tries between the two. Stable platform for Austin. Misses one to Seb Atkinson. Charlie Atkinson. Ollie Thorley hammering into Wade. Bouncing off the touchline. Made of elastic, Ollie Thorley. Thomas. Austin, space down the short side. Byrne asks Christian Wade to cover back. He's quick, but he's slick on the catch. And not as comfortable on the kick either, because he's actually carried that back in.
Yeah, I don't think he realised where he was. As the ball comes down, yeah, he's just outside. He's carried that back in.
And now they did.
He definitely didn't know, because he's booted that at least 3 or 4 or 5 metres over the touchline. That's given Gloucester a really good attacking platform here.
That's better from Will Crane, and the transfer doesn't work. Found the jumper this time, and then it all fell apart again.
Good. Yeah, it's good.
So frustrating, isn't it, for this Gloucester team? They've had 4 lineouts now. 5 lineouts even. 2 not straight, and then 1 the execution off the top. Not quite right.
McGuigan to Tom Gordon. Caught it on the way down rather than at the apex of his jump, but safe enough for Newcastle.
That's once. That's once.
Benitez Cruz will send this high for Christian Wade to chase.
Twice. Let's go. Stay there.
Up it goes into the frigid night sky. Wade against Charlie Atkinson. Wade's won that tussle. Fabulous catch from the 34-year-olds. Murray McCallum wanted to get that moving quicker, just couldn't find the right pass. Connon again chasing Gloucester back. Lovely catch from Atkinson above his head, and he drills it down the tram lines. Connon thinks about going quickly, decides that is the best ploy. Grayson on his own, slicey up and under, taken by Thorley at full tilt, accelerating away from Grayson. Finds Will Knight, but Robert Ianbo again has his number. Thomas, Christie saw him coming. Charlie Atkinson at first receiver. Pava Ruskin with a beauty of a tip to Arthur Clark. Charlie Atkinson again, stepping in at first receiver again and again, but Christian Wade somehow has picked a cherry and white pocket there. Christie gets the call from those outside him. Arnold, Hodgson, Arnold again. Trying to find a chink of light in a dark corridor. It's not his best kick, Sammy Arnold. And the upshot after a chaotic passage is a Gloucester throw-in.
Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do there. The space was a bit deeper, a bit further down the pitch. I think he was pretty happy that went out, because they're in a bit of they're a bit short on numbers out there. If the ball didn't go over the touchline, but it did, and we start again. You can see there is loads of space. Just poor execution from Sammy Arnold that time.
It's a dummy throw from Will Crane. It's been spotted by Wayne Fowler, the assistant referee over there. Oh, it's not a night Will Crane is going to reflect on with any kind of fondness. 2 squint throws and a dummy throw.
Yeah, you can see there it was a dummy throw. I think if you're under so much pressure from the first 5 lineouts, it hasn't gone well for him. There's been a few squint ones. It becomes very difficult as they go quickly.
4.5 minutes left in this first half. Next score feels like a big one. Herald not going to run through for Sogbon and Jack Clements. Quite the welcoming party. Christian Wade lining up on this touchline.
That's a good contest, lads.
Now he's working his way back to provide the support. Leather Barrow does the heavy duty stuff through to Pava Ruskin. Connon, Usher and McGuigan. Palfman may not have been expecting that. Obatoyinbo again, Gloucester up quickly, and again space in behind. Obatoyinbo, I think, would have preferred that kick to stay on.
Yeah, I think all of them would. There's 3 guys chasing it. Alex Hurl, Benitez Cruz, and the man himself. They would have much preferred that to stay in and put a bit of pressure on, force them, Gloucester, to kick it out themselves, but still playing territory, playing down in their half. Opportunity to force an error.
Four-man line out this time, and well taken by Arthur Clark. Much needed, successful, completed line out for the visitors. Austin drops one on Obatoyinbo. Can't take it. Cotgrave bullies him off it. Thomas stepping in, and there was a knock-on from Elliot Obatoyinbo, which is going to calm the fans in front of us.
You can see what Jack Cotgrave did there. didn't really look to compete, but just looked to get in the eye line of Toyimbo. Just got up there, just blocked his eye line, and just did enough. You can see here, so he doesn't really go for it. Just tries to block the line of the ball.
No, we keep going, let's go lads, keep going.
Go back for the knock on here. And again, probably one last proper chance for this Gloucester side.
Thank you.
Yes, Greener. Good ball. Let's go up. We're good, pal. Come on, two. Give us one here, pal.
Crouch. Boing.
Been a while since Gloucester's last away win on Prem duty. In fact, it came here back in May. Bonus point bagged, preserving Cherry and White's playoff ambitions. Since then, their only away victory coming in the Prem Cup. Sale Sharks midway through this season. Charlie Atkinson, Jack Clements. He's been mightily impressive over the past month or so. Ludlow. Byrne, Arthur Clark, Seb Atkinson, Ollie Thorley. Great hands again from Gloucester. Cotgrave, those left the ball behind. And it is a knock-on.
Sorry if I got it wrong. I just saw it drop.
One thing that's really good at the moment for this Newcastle defence is the understanding in the outside. You could just see whenever Alex Hurl comes up, Obatoyimbo comes up with him as well, just reads his play. That's the understanding that they've got. Slightly different with Will Knight and Cotgreve, as we saw in the early stages. They were just sitting, they weren't working together as a 13 and 14. Completely the opposite there from Newcastle Red Bulls. Really good defence.
Final minute, and by the time the ball comes out of the scrum, if indeed it does, probably the final play. If you're Newcastle here, Hugo, do you go phase and kick it out, or do you try and score again?
Crouch.
I think from this position, left-hand scrum, I think you've got to have a crack here. As you say, such a big moment of the game. If they can score just before half-time, whether it's a penalty, whether it's something, just to stretch that lead a bit.
Well, that'll do them for starters. Scrum penalty advantage milked. Arnold did well to take that. Connon, Wade's waiting for it. Can Grayson find him? Grayson's got his other ideas. Herrell, over to Yinbo, here he is. Christian Wade, foot to the floor, gassing everybody, back on his feet again. Penalty advantage has expired, so last chance for Newcastle. They've got another advantage now. Gloucester are offside. Grayson dropping it on the instep. George McGuigan, probably not the man you want chasing it.
Midfield in line with me, Christoph.
Over here.
Yeah, there you go, right in front of the post as well.
Yeah, number one offside.
You've got to suggest that Brett Collins going to go get them 10 points, but this is what we want to see. Wadey in full flow. To be fair, he's done brilliantly there. Charlie Atkinson to make the tackle.
Call, guys, shot.
Otherwise, he was under the sticks.
Yeah, called it.
But Brett Collins
Shot clock's already
has
on.
called for the 3 points. And that'll be us at half-time.
34 years of age. We talk about athletes as though they're ready for their bus pass and their pension at this kind of age. It seems disrespectful in many ways when we talk about guys of this vintage, but without applying the proper context, he's in fantastic shape, Christian Wade. You saw the acceleration there. His running style probably honed from NFL as well, and the coaching he'll have had there.
Yeah, and also he was always one of those guys that did stuff outside of the game. So he would, employ someone to work on his sprint technique, on his sprinting, outside of what was supplied at all the clubs he went to. So he is that sort of guy. We heard Alan Dickens talking about as a model professional. That is him down to a T. They will score points. They've got some outstanding individuals that can score tries. Seb Atkinson, to name a few. They've got Charlie Atkinson as well. They really need to keep hold of the ball and get those phases going. And there's an error.
It's an inauspicious start, this, from Gloucester.
Knock on.
By who?
By Gloucester, he knocked it into his own play.
Symptomatic not just of Gloucester's night here, but Gloucester's season.
Yeah, and that really was. I mean, one thing you talk about after half-time, you've just been in, you talk about the base. I mean, that's just it's obviously gone over his head, and he's taken his eyes off the ball, Jack Clement, thinking that he's going to catch it. You can see there, just at the last minute, he looks up at Christian Wade. Yeah, another big stats. I've just seen some of the stats. 16 missed tackles from Gloucester in that first half. I mean, you can't win games. A lot of those missed tackles came, I noticed off the kickoffs. Every time a kickoff happened and Newcastle broke back, they always missed the first-time tackle. Got to be more offensive in defence.
Here come the Red Bulls. Arnold, locked and loaded and carrying with fury. Benitez Cruz introducing Leather Barrel. 6th time Newcastle have been in the Gloucester 22. They've left with points on 3 of those occasions. Usher into Fosogbon. 2 young Tyros tussling. The black jerseys swooping across to the right. Fosogbon's on this here. Christoph Ridley says that's legal. Turnover given. Obatiimbo came through. Did he perhaps get a fingertip to that pass? Anarchy in the Gloucester 22. Nobody's quite sure what's going on. Gloucester have it. And Ollie Thorley and Jack Clement bring it away.
Use it.
Big defensive win this for Gloucester. Austin gets it away, but not to touch. Newcastle will look to ramp up the pressure through Ethan Grayson. Clark leading the charge defensively. Conan. Leather Barrel. Conan. McCallum got it away in time to Arnold. Hodgson loping through the middle. Benitez Cruz wants it quickly. Over to Yinbo. Couldn't reach the pass. Now Christian Wade. Lassoed by Will Knight. McCallum waiting for it. Through the dummy to Palfreman.
There's a neck roll in there, Christoph.
There's a neck roll being spotted. It's an illegal clean out from Newcastle. And a Gloucester penalty.
Neck roll on Gloucester 12.
It's a big push this for Gloucester. Missed a lot of tackles. They missed the most in the Premiership statistically. This is the clean out here from Arnold around the neck of Atkinson, Hugo.
Yeah, you can see as soon as you do that, as soon as you get in an uncompromised position,
Seems to be taking so long.
Atkinson got really low, really quickly, beat him to it, didn't he? And the only way he felt he could get him off the ball was the neck roll. Referee got a bit of input from the video ref.
Gloucester stringing together 2 successful lineouts on the bounce, and Clement, speaking of bounce, powering up the middle. Austin, Thomas, Clark. Remember, no Thomas Williams if you're just joining us. A late withdrawal with a dead leg. Here comes Seb Atkinson, Charlie Atkinson, Will Knight, his first Gloucester try in the Prem last weekend. Burn on to Clement. Atkinson, Seb this time to Freddie Thomas. Quick ball, slick play this from Gloucester. Byrne, lovely handling again. Charlie Atkinson through Christian Wade. He just had a little clutch at his head there. Not long back from a concussion-related layoff, Christian Wade. The medics will be keeping a close eye on him. Byrne, space in the backfield here for Gloucester, but they need the ball to do anything with it. And Grayson has hacked it into acres of unguarded paddock. Oh, it's been lost. Grayson then coughs it up.
Knock on by Newcastle.
And if Grayson takes that, he's scoring.
Release. Yeah, just for a knock on. It's a knock on advantage.
No, don't take it.
It's a cagey old game.
Advantage over.
Austin not with a vintage kick. Kept alive
That's
by
on the back.
Obato Yinbo. Fosogbon just squashes him onto the plastic. McCallum. You can feel the tension on the pitch as much as in the stands. This is a game, both sides utterly desperate to win. Benitez Cruz, off he goes! Off he goes! Well, Ollie Thorley lined up Alex Hurl from Sunderland. And he may have connected a little bit too high.
I think it was actually the hit. I don't think he actually got him high. It was such a good hit, and he got a bit of whiplash by the looks of things.
Yes,
But let's have a look again. But it's good to see Alex Hurl as well. Okay after that hit.
Come on then, Kingston Park, let's turn up the volume.
If Newcastle are going to end this Gallagher PREM drought, if not tonight, if not now in these circumstances, then you have to ask when. Hodgson wins the line out. Connon. Arnold at the back. Wanted to find Leatherbarrow, but pass didn't hit its mark. And Gloucester try and do something with the loose ball. Austin, Rapava Ruskin.
Still under pressure.
Right. 6'4", 100 kilos, the young man. Thomas opened up nicely for him. Little dummy from the Welshman. Austin, here's Clement, he'll carry all day. Byrne, clever pass that. Arthur Clark galloping in the wide channels. Byrne. Gwyn to Clement again, punching holes. What a season he's having. Seb Atkinson. Gloucester keen to get their captain involved more often in this match. Another chance down the blind side as they probe once again. Austin, Byrne, Clement, Atkinson, Rapava Ruskin. Helped out by Fasogba. Penalty advantage Gloucester. Their most fluent passage of the match so far. Seb Atkinson. Oh, Christian Way takes it. And Christian Way would have had his moment, but for an earlier infringement.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Seb Atkinson threw that knowing he had the advantage for a penalty. As you said in commentary there, the best spell we've seen from Gloucester in terms of continuity, in terms of keeping the ball, in terms of speed of ball as well at the breakdown. Looked completely different there. Great pass as well from Ross Byrne off his left hand. Just create a bit of space. It is there, but they just haven't executed well enough for long periods enough, this Gloucester side tonight.
Oh my goodness, Ross Byrne has missed touch. Ethan Grayson's kept that in. There's a sense of disbelief around Kingston Park. Everybody, ourselves included, just expected that to sail out. Error compounded by error by this Gloucester team. Conan on the chase. Charlie Atkinson takes it.
Great turnover.
This is the stuff that will
you didn't
infuriate
even compete.
George
You
Skivington.
just jumped and turned your back.
His team at least have got a penalty and another chance for territory, but the
Didn't even
mistakes
compete, he just jumped and turned his
compounding one
back.
another.
No attempt to
Yeah, you
catch
saw
him.
Brett Connon there. He never went up in the air. Absolutely spot on from Christoph Ridley. Frustratingly for Brett Connon, he was there as well. And this time Ross Byrne makes sure this time.
He's just coming in, mate. Yeah.
Five man.
Greg, we good to go?
Alan Dickens has sent for one of his biggest pieces of kit. Amanaki Mafi has come on for Tommy Gordon. Alex Earle has now gone for a HIA after that horrible collision with Ollie Thorley, so Ollie Spencer on in the back line for the Red Bulls. McGuigan and Arnold both hunting for the steal. Mikey Austin has the strongest fingers to wrench it clear. Gloucester loading down the left-hand side. Seb Atkinson straightens. Cotgrave away from Wade, but not Spencer. England age-grade teammates. McGuigan's on that, and McGuigan has turned it. Newcastle ball. Maffey, where's he off to? Grayson, Conan, trying to pick a spot in the backfield. He's picked it well. Bounce doesn't favour him though. Two Atkinsons unrelated. Back covering. Seb puts his laces through it. Ethan Grayson, encouraged to run. Away from Seb Atkinson. Will Crane with an important tackle. Benitez Cruz. Maffey called for it. When Maffey wants the ball, you tend to give it to him. McCallum. Usher. The dummy that Freddie Thomas wasn't having. Benitez Cruz. Arnold straightening out of a Sogbon. Newcastle trying to control this, trying to marshal play with the numerical advantage. Oberty in ball, skirting up the touchline. Couldn't give the pass on the insides. Gordon would have been in. Play still alive here. Ref hasn't blown. Clement keeps it going. He can't touch it down behind his own line. This is bonkers. Play still live. There was no knock on. Listen to Kingston Park. Byrne on his left peg, slices it into the grandstand. This is mayhem. Newcastle then back in this 22. Tom Gordon takes. Maffey gets on it. Maffey goes. Arnold. 10 metres out Newcastle. Bonus point dangling tantalisingly for them. Gloucester offside. Christie holds on. Benitez Cruz. Hodgson.
Knock on there, back for the offside, 12. You offside, yeah. What are we doing, guys? Let's go. Points called.
We're going for the 3 points here, Newcastle. just to incise another cut into Gloucester.
Yeah, I think at 54 minutes and where it is right in front of the sticks, I think if it was, you know, 10 this way, they would have gone for the corner with the success they've had from the driving maul, but right in front of the sticks, just stretch that lead out. Only 54 minutes in, plenty of time yet for that bonus
I'm not
point.
sure, but I'll find out. Sorry, lads, can you just go back 10? Sorry, boys.
It's around a third of that 20-minute red card period elapsed. Obertienbo, what a game he's having. Benitez Cruz holds on to it. Back inside to Obertienbo. Oh, the hands! Globetrotter-esque. Newcastle are feeling this. Newcastle smell blood, but there's an infringement there. There's an obstructive runner.
You've crossed and you've gone through that hole.
Amanaki Mafi, as they say, makes a better door than a window. Not exactly inconspicuous.
To be fair, that came about from just the eagerness to get in position, and it's that man again. What an offload that is. Oh, gee. Absolutely emptied as he made the offload, but there was Tom Gordon. You could see here just over-eagerness from Mafi.
5, I think.
Bringing the carries, bringing the power. Absolutely imperative that Gloucester score next.
Sorry, lads, you're making a change. 13.
Ticking off young Will Knight here. Not had too much of an opportunity to shine. That's Cam Jordan.
13.
The other player who's been linked with the Red Bulls next season. He's on in the second row. Will Knight making way, and it's Josh Hathaway who is stripped and ready for action. Red Bulls meanwhile have brought on Buddha Chamberlain.
And if you got
That's for
15 as
Ethan
well.
Grayson, so Chamberlain will slot in at fullback.
Okay,
Brett Connon will remain at fly half.
Newcastle Red Bulls coming off of the 15, Ethan Grayson, coming on number 22, Boeta Chamberlain.
It's another dummy throw from Will Crane. Couple of not straights, a couple of dummy throws. It has not been the easiest of reintroductions to Prem Rugby for Gloucester Sucre tonight. Stepped up, he's answered the call. Hasn't quite gone to plan for him. Hathaway, that's not a bad introduction. Rapava Ruskin. Austin sends it high. Charlie Atkinson gives chase. With Chamberlain's first touch is an assured one. Amanaki Mafi down and injured out of play here for Newcastle. Here's Hodgson.
No worries, I've got
Obertienbo working off the touchline. I'd have heard TMO Peter Allen just making sure the referee knows there's an injured player potentially dangerously close to the live action. Mafi gingerly trying to get back to his feet. 14 on 14 for the time being. Mafi still down. Play still continues. Mafi back on his feet, but he might not be fit for much defensive duty here. His side's being attacked. You can see Mafi grimacing in the background. Cam Jordan, his first touch. Ball's been in play a long time here. Not for much longer. Knocked forward by Clements and McGuigan. Newcastle trying to counter. Usher. Connon, a lot of room back there. Connon demanded possession, asked for it, got it. Spencer's after it. Charlie Atkinson caught, couldn't risk the pass to Seb Atkinson. Newcastle cry, they've been sealing off.
Yes, 9.
Rapava Ruskin again.
Use it.
Austin under pressure from Usher.
Definitely out now.
Doesn't put it to touch. Chamberlain holds on. Benitez Cruz has got Arnold down the short side. Oh, just couldn't hold it.
Not on. Scrum.
I really like how Simon Benitez Cruz plays. You can see there exactly what he was trying to do, pull in the defender. Couldn't quite see who was on the wing there, but just pull both players in to just free Sammy Arnold down the blind side. Really clever player.
Okay, here's your mark.
Really plays with his heads up. He's not just passing it away, he's really threatening the line, threatening around the fringes. Just gives Newcastle another option.
And time off.
Yeah, they've just got to keep their focus on. There's still a long way to go, 20 minutes.
Crouch.
And they've showed enough tonight, enough quality all across the pitch. A threat as well, that's something we haven't said very much over the last few years. They've given it absolutely everything, but never had the individual quality probably to score as many tries as they are at the moment.
Christian Wade puts his head in the spokes there to stop a marauding Clement, who's been certainly Gloucester's most impactful carrier. 3 weekends on the bounce. Byrne, narrow attack now from Gloucester. Ludlow up the middle. Ross Byrne shifting it on. Again. The heavy carry supplies. Ludlow. Gloucester have only made it to the Newcastle 22 3 times so far this evening. Clement, that's a brilliant pass to Jordan. Options on the inside. Austin's with him. Austin to change the narrative, to give Gloucester hope and to bring the anxiety flooding around Kingston Park.
Yeah, and you've got to look at Maffey there. He was really struggling and it went through his channel. You can see he's struggling to get back. He sort of came up out the line. You can see there's between him and Benitez Cruz. Benitez Cruz.
It's all good, Christoph.
They didn't work together in tandem, and there the space was created for that beautiful line by Cam Jordan there. And then it was easy from there for Mikey Austin. It just gives them a bit of hope.
20 seconds.
First Gloucester try for Mikey Austin. Spent a bit of time here on loan last season from Hartpury in the Champ. Now contracted Prem player. Every point precious at this stage, and Ross Byrne doesn't blink. The gap shaved by 7. Gloucester need 2 converted tries, but they have plenty time in which to find them.
Yeah, just when you thought Gloucester were drifting out of the game, just held onto the ball, that extra phase, got through the line, and here we are. Still in the game, 13 points in it.
Happy to go?
Substitution for Newcastle Red Bulls, returning to the field, number 13, Alex Harold, replacing 24 Robin Scott.
Alex Earle has passed his head injury assessment after the collision that saw Ollie Thorley sent off for 20 minutes. So Ollie Spencer's back on the bench for now. Amanaki Mafi is still playing on meanwhile.
Okay, Gloucester, use.
About 2 minutes left on the 20-minute red card, by the way, so Gloucester will soon be able to restore their 15th player. Likely to be George Barton who comes on, extra back on the bench. There's Alex Earle.
Lads, let's look at the assistant. Sorry.
Yeah, they'll be pleased to get Alex Earle back on. He's such an attacking threat. He's been one of their best players, especially in the backs over the last few years. A really consistent performer.
Usher wins for Newcastle on the trail of a bonus point try. Christie to Wades, who designed that play to get him involved, but the big boys, Kieran Knight and company, saw their old pal coming. Mafi the dummy runner. Gordon wasn't. Gordon's bludgeoning players aside. Conan opening up here. Chamberlain, Obatiyinbo on the touchline, using his power. Quick ball for Benitez Cruz. Mafi, it's where they want him. Benitez Cruz again. McGuigan, the skipper, leading from the front. Gloucester latch onto the ball and Gloucester steal it. Magnificent turnover that from James Venter, the South African poacher off the bench. Huge stop that.
10 seconds.
9, use it. I've treated you the same. No.
1 minute.
Austin gets it off the pitch.
I will treat you the same.
Benitez Cruz trying to referee Christoph Ridley there. Brilliant from Tom Gordon, wasn't it? Just creating the space, bouncing off 2 tackles. Brett Collin been really impressed tonight with Obatiyinbo. Really good in that outside channel, so strong, stays on his feet so well. And there it is, James Venter on the floor. James Venter on the floor, just what you want. Bring someone off the bench, make a difference.
Not a pretty Newcastle line-out, and Gloucester showing signs of life here. Defensive stubbornness, a line-out steal as well. Now the counter on for Seb Atkinson. McGuigan shouting for the neck roll, wasn't given. Cam Jordan, 1 try assist to his name. Gloucester reload again, down the right-hand side this time. Venter and company in there. Kieran Knight, over 100 games for his boyhood club. 15 minutes to play. Gloucester about to be restored to 15 players. Well, here there's about 90 seconds to go on that 20-minute Reds. Poor Robinson's lost it. Backwards,
Forwards or backwards.
say the referee just now. Charlie Atkinson keeps it alive. Kieran Knight again. Gloucester building some impetus. Still playing with 14. Jordan, shackled. Knight, led by Alex Earle to get up and shut down the options.
Go foot, Hurley.
Mikey Austin just tossing Freddie Thomas aside. That's not where I want you, son, he says.
Yes.
Austin now shaping for the box, pressuring the Newcastle back 3. Not a terrific kick from Austin. Mafi sweeping it up and throwing it rather contemptuously back to Bora Chamberlain. He's got Christian Wade alongside him. Chamberlain seeing space through the middle though. Bounce is crucial. Cotgrave gets it and gets Chamberlain as well. Chamberlain and Wade over the ball. Gloucester have done well to resource that. Again, a long passage of play without a stop for a set piece or a penalty. There'll be lungs burning, there'll be legs aching. Clement rattling cages once again.
Tripped over him. He tripped.
Austin, Thomas. Byrne floats it wide. Seb Atkinson, intelligent kick. Will it be a 50-22? It's been passed back over the halfway line, but
No, it's taken back.
it's a fabulous strike from Seb Atkinson.
Yeah, you just get a feeling at the moment, don't you, that something's got to give for Gloucester. They're really probing. Clement with his carries, Seb Atkinson, Charlie Atkinson. I tell you what, Josh Hathaway, since he's come on, has given a real impetus, a real speed to this game from a Gloucester perspective. And Newcastle's defence, their structure, their patterns, they're just creaking a bit. There's spaces, they're getting tired. They put a lot of effort into this. Big 3 or 4 minutes here for Gloucester. They need something out of this.
Gloucester now back to 15 players. George Barton on for the dismissed Ollie Thorley. 15 all. There's George Barton. It's a player some Gloucester fans would like to see a bit more of in that number 10 jersey. Gone very well for them in isolated patches in the league over the years. The Prem Cup game against Bath this season, he ran the show in that one. Ross Byrne still owning that 10 shirt for the time being.
15.
Dozen minutes to play. 13 points the difference.
9 once. Okay, 9, that's static.
Here's Cotgrave, having run it, Sammy Arnold. Well, Maffei will look for that. Not going to be rewarded. Gloucester have it. Ludlow rips it away. Byrne. Clement hugging the touchline. Newcastle coming in with a counter ruck. Alex Herrell slowing it up. Ludlow again, pointing the way forward. Captain hasn't stopped running. Byrne, Crane, Barton. There's that second playmaker.
No. Good.
Can just feel the nerves building around Kingston Park as Gloucester rediscover their mojo. Stretch and strain this Newcastle defence. Byrne. Wide they go, Cotgrave away from one, Cotgrave still, gives the pass, Hathaway against Obatayimbo towards Barton, bouncing all over the place, Gloucester regain it.
No hands, no hands. Leave it now, Newcastle leave.
Gloucester still in possession, 7 metres out. Here's Will Crane, has his legs cut away. Jordan. Clement. Thomas stepping over Jamie Hodgson. Kieran Knight with Jordan riding side saddle.
He's pinned in there. No, go Paul.
Newcastle gumming things up a little for Gloucester. Ludlow here. A try now changes everything. A try now gives Gloucester renewed vigour. Ford Robinson repelled. Jordan. Ball trickles back on Gloucester's side.
Hands and feet. Good space.
Fenter and Clement have a crack. Clement's turned the wrong way. Can he get the ball back? Yes.
Good space.
Newcastle standing guard. For how much longer can they hold? Tug out again. Around the corner goes Fenter.
No hands.
All hands to the pump for Newcastle. Gloucester sniffing
now,
again.
Hands. Use the line.
Gloucester probing. Gloucester adamant they've scored this. Utterly adamant.
I've got it. I just want to make sure you've still got control.
The on-field decision here will be try.
Okay, coming upstairs.
Okay, Christoph.
I've got
It
on a
looks
white
like
line. I just want to make
Kieran
sure
Knight has
control
scored.
or drop the ball before he grounds it.
Okay, so
I think from the confidence there from the Gloucester players, they're either really good at having on Christoph Ridley or very confident they've scored. He just got caught in an uncompromised position. Oh, you can see there, it looks like it's on the line. Here we go, we might see a better angle here. It's difficult to tell.
But we need compelling evidence to overturn that on-field decision of try.
There's no doubt he gets it down. It's just it's hard to tell where it is. If you can see there, for me that looks like it's right on the white line. Be amazed if they turn this over.
I don't see any evidence that he's lost the ball. So if you're happy that you've got a grounding, yeah.
Kieran Knight hasn't scored since a Prem Cup match against Bristol in October 2022. His first touchdown in more than 3 years brings Gloucester back within a score. Byrne pops over the kick. Newcastle 25, Gloucester 19, 8 minutes to play.
We said this was a big moment. Initially, brilliant break there from Jack Cotgreve. Josh Hathaway does really well here. You thought they were in. But then when they went to the phases again, pick and go after pick and go, and eventually they got there. Kieran Knight.
I can see one next to you, then two, then three.
And this is the exact situation that Newcastle Red Bulls would not have wanted. 8 minutes to go, 6 points in it.
Alan Dickens responding by making a whole bevy of changes to his forward pack. Ollie Fletcher's on for his 50th game. Connor Hancock, Luan De Bruyne and Finn Baker all on. Amanaki Mafi is not able to continue. He's been subbed by 21-year-old lock forward Baker.
Use it inside.
Reece Price is on for Gloucester as well. There he is. Wasn't due to play tonight, but the injury to Thomas Williams means he stepped up to the bench. Terrific catch that from Christian Wade, but Gloucester upon him quickly. And Gloucester through the middle, completely legally. And Reece Price gets it moving for Gloucester. And there's a chance if they shift this. Barton, Atkinson over the top. Cotgreve off the touchline. What a turnaround. Cam Jordan carrying hard into Connor Hancock. Byrne, Crane, Seb Atkinson. Oh, he's hauled that so well.
Tackle. What was that?
Kieran Knight uses his muscular frame. Another minute taken off the clock.
Okay, 9, use it. Guys, that's lost, that's lost.
Price puts up the contestable.
On 10.
Clement leading the charge. No takers at the moment. Chamberlain back inside to Connon. He's got Freddie Thomas in front of him. Luan De Bruyne fresh off the bench. Goes route one. James Elliott's first involvement since replacing Benitez Cruz.
No.
Is the call in the cavalry.
Use it now, contest was fine.
Give him some protection to clear it. Christie into Will Crane.
Okay, use.
Wade against Barton. Barton gets there first. Usher brings him down. Wade cleaned out by Ludlow. Byrne, Clement, Seb Atkinson, Charlie Atkinson. Suddenly Gloucester looks so much slicker, so much more dangerous, so much more ruthless. Seb Atkinson, is he tackled high there? Referee happy he wasn't. Cam Jordan, Ross Byrne. Price going blind again. Clement. He perhaps more than anyone has put Gloucester on his back and carried them through the trenches. For Robinson again.
Don't come on and start doing that.
Here's Byrne.
Barton. Now, please. Thank you.
Again looking to stress this Newcastle defence. Chamberlain's there. Not a great angle to work with. And Gloucester with a big territorial gain. Gloucester with a line out, 30 yards out.
Where was this Gloucester side for 65 minutes? They've suddenly come into their own, playing with such attacking prowess, just really having a go, really finding the edges, and then picking the right option as well there from George Barton. You sort of feel there's one more twist in this game.
Absolutely outstanding so far tonight. Can you
First of all, Will Crane, he's got to hit his man. It's been a struggle all night. It's been a good time to do it.
It's a four-man line-out. We go towards Thomas, but Hodgson gets a big paw in the way. And that brings about the loudest cheer for a while. 4 minutes left. Elliott, anywhere will do for now for Newcastle. Hathaway. Barton. Oh, he's found a soft shoulder and another. Eventually, Elliott brings him to ground. Gloucester there quickly, recycling swiftly. Byrne, Clements, Seb Atkinson. It's opening up here. Beauty of a pass to Cotgreve. Bouncing off the touchline. Obatayimbo scrambling. Newcastle rocking. Clement goes through. Price will dig this out. They're stacking near the middle of the ruck. Price calls in the heavy duty.
No, not over the top. Not over the top.
Arnold ordered to leave that alone. Jordan.
Okay, lost now. Leave it. Ball's there. Don't pull.
3 minutes left. Oh, Gloucester have fluffed it.
Picked it up, he dropped it to knock on.
Roars of joy, but above all, great Geordie sighs of relief.
And you forget, don't you? I mean, this is absolutely outstanding, isn't it? Just an early ball from...
This is what you train for as a forward.
Crouch.
This is what all those punishing hours,
Bind.
lining up against scrum machines.
Set.
As your legs burn, as the lactate courses through your body. Out it comes for Newcastle. Elliott Obatoyinbo can't do an awful lot with it, and that is not the cleanest of exits. It's anything but.
Yeah, and it was such a good scrum as well. Perfect angle, and he's just sliced that. Exactly what they didn't want, but again, Will Crane, he's still going to hit his man. They'll be getting up in the air, I'm sure. The Newcastle guys just trying to spoil this.
How's your nerve? How's your nerve, Will Crane? How's the line-out drill this time? Pelford again. Oscar Usher, the young Tyneside hero.
Okay, 9 use.
And Newcastle have got 90 seconds to negotiate here. Elliott, he'll want to get this off the pitch, and he has done.
Yeah, Rich.
Yeah, and that doesn't look great because it's only gone 15 metres, but that is the best option. Just get it off. Another minute goes, another 30 seconds, whatever it is. You'd expect Gloucester taking a bit of time here, just making sure they get it right. Probably only their last try. Yeah, 50 seconds to go. Last big effort for Gloucester here.
The veins quite literally popping out of Alan Dickin's temples. If he had many fingernails before this match, they're chewed away to husks now.
Okay,
Final minute.
On,
Will Crane reloads again. He's got to nail this one for Gloucester. And he has, after a fashion. Gloucester are still in this. Clement. Here's Seb Atkinson. If anybody can light the touch paper for them, it's the skipper. burn on the inside. Knight through the middle. Newcastle wanted the maul there, didn't get it. Charlie Atkinson up at 10. Clements, Barton, Seb Atkinson. Newcastle want the steal, they won't get it this time. Clement, Thomas. The seconds being counted down. This is the final play of the match. One defensive stand to end Newcastle's wait for victory.